fans in Ellsworth. If the tavern calls the Brewers by 10 a.m. tomorrow, they'll receive 40 tickets to a Friday night game in the Miller Lite Beer Pen. This offer is courtesy of the Tavern League of Wisconsin and Miller Lite. And I've been up to Danny.
No, you haven't.
I have
no,
too.
You haven't. Do you even know where Ellsworth is?
I do, as a matter of fact. That's right near the Minnesota state line. It's like a stone's throw from the border. If you're into that scholastic thing, which I know you are, one of the best state universities in going. UW River Falls is up that way.
That's true.
It's a close little boat ride. You can go on the St. Croix Lake Beach, which is right up there. The St. Croix Rivers, if you're into that water kind of thing like you and I are. As a matter of fact, you can take that St. Croix, you know that runs right in to the Mississippi? Did you know that?
I did know that. I wasn't sure you knew that.
Of course I did. Think about this. You and I, we get canoes.
No.
Yes.
No, we're not getting canoes on this trip.
Yeah, we go to St. Croix, which runs into the Mississippi, and we're going to meet Rock and Brian tomorrow night right at Busch.
That's a good one.
How about this? We canoe it, then we take an Uber to the ballpark.
There you go. Nice play by Pina
right?
to retire Robles.
Stop at a sporting goods store tonight. We'll buy some goggles and fins.
You want to swim?
Well, of course I'm going to tip that thing over at least once. Buy like a cap so we don't mess our salad up, so our hair looks good, in case they ask us to go on the pregame show.
Oh, they'll ask.
Did you see you and I coming up the Mississippi, and Rock and B are there waiting, and we're like in a Speedo wearing swim caps and goggles? Right?
Oh, I can't imagine that.
We get out of our canoe, we're Speedo with like a brewer's cap on, right? BA and
I can't even begin to imagine that one.
Tell Rock, hey, come pick us up. You have your car? Yeah, I'll come get you guys. And he sees you and I standing there in a street corner with our fins. Got our goggles on, Speedos, brewer's towel, right? Got our Josh Hader bobbleheads with us. I think Rock will just drive right by us. Right? Like, hey, Rock, we're here. He'll look right by and he'll just keep going and drive by. I'll text him, hey, Rock, we're standing on the corner. My partner and I.
Can't miss us.
Can't miss us. We've got fins, Speedo, and a snorkel. We're ready.
I don't know if I'm ready for that trip.
Have to be. It's that time of the year right now. You do whatever you can do to get to Busch State. If it means canoe, we're going. Partner, we're in.
I think the best part about tomorrow is this is hitting left field, the base hit for Dozier, is the fact that B.A. and Rock are returning, and so is Sophia. And we'll get a break from the long weekend here, especially after that game last night.
That was a long one last night. Hopefully, Rock and B.A. can get things back going again tomorrow night. This one's not over yet, but it's going to be tough to overcome. Down 11, bottom of the 6th inning. Got a tired group. Battled through a long 5-hour, 40-minute game last night. Went through virtually every position player, every relief pitcher. We were looking at a battle of possible position player pitching staffs. That thing went into the 15th inning last night.
And even though that might be enticing for a fan to maybe want to see the outcome of a game like that, it would not have been a pretty thing and not something that either club wanted to get into, that's for sure.
No, particularly when you have two teams like the Nationals and the Brewers that are in something. You know, Nationals in the wild card, the Brewers right outside the NL Central, also close in the standings for the wild card, that second wild card spot. You know, you can laugh and giggle about it when your team's out of the race or early on in the year. You kind of get a chuckle watching a position player go out and do your thing, but not in a game that's 13th to 13th into 14th or 15th inning. We saw a position player for the Orioles pick up a save in an extra inning game, Wilkerson, about a week ago.
And that's kind of a crazy thing to think about happening. As Thames makes a nice play on the foul ball. 2 down here in the 6th. Yeah, you don't want it to get to the point where you're using a position player that long to pitch. We're talking about 3 innings.
You know, it's funny when it's not your team, and it's funny when maybe it's your team and you're on a good run, when you're secure in the standings, but it's not funny when you're chasing the Cubs and you're chasing down the wild card and you get into a game like last night that had so many twists and turns. Moustakas hits the big homer. Yelich had a couple of big homers. Then Eric Thames comes through big and hit the 2-run bomb in the top of the 14th. It's funny in April, it's funny in May, but it's not so funny in July and August. You're trying to get one of those spots. Yeah, you know, you look back last year, you and I, we did a series in Chicago just about this time of the year. The Brewers were on the outside looking in, 5 games behind the Cubs, a little bit behind the 8 ball in the wild card standings.
And Gray strikes out. We can pick up this conversation in the 7th inning as the Brewers and Nationals continue on.